Social and emotional learning for first and second graders. Hi, welcome back to Social and Emotional Learning for first and second graders on the Motivation Station. I'm Cassie Chang, and I am a social and emotional learning specialist with St. Lucie Public Schools. Before we get started with our new topic for today, let's start with our emotional check-in. When we do our emotional check-in, you can start by placing your hands on your heart and ask yourself, how do I feel right now? You can choose 1 for happy, 2 for calm, 3 for sad, or 4 for afraid. We start every episode off with a mindfulness practice. Let's get to our mindfulness practice for today. Our mindfulness activity for today is an activity called Thank the Farmer. You're going to need a place to sit down, and if you have it handy, a snack. Could be a piece of fruit, a piece of popcorn, raisins, a pretzel, any snack item that you have on hand. If you don't have anything on hand, that's okay. Just follow along and you can do the activity later. Since we are on the topic of kindness, we are going to take time in our mindfulness practice today to break down all of the people and all of the work that it takes to get our food from the ground into our hands. Thank you is a very powerful way that we can show appreciation and also a simple act of kindness. Thank the farmer. You're going to sit comfortably in a chair. Today, Miles has chosen to eat blueberries. Layla's going to help out with the eating of the blueberries. As you get the blueberry out of the bowl, think for a moment about what it took to get the blueberry into your hands from the bush it was grown on. Think about the sun and the rain that nurtured the bush that the blueberry was grown on. Can you say thank you to the nature?
Thank you, nature.
Think about the farmers who took care of and harvested the blueberries.
Thank you, farmer.
Think of the workers who put the blueberries into the boxes. Thank you, workers.
Thank you, workers.
Think of the truck drivers who drove the blueberries to the store.
Thank you, truck drivers.
Think of the person who bought the blueberries for you and brought them to your home.
Thank you, Mommy. Thank you, Mommy.
You're welcome. Now, let's enjoy the blueberries. Spend a moment chewing the blueberry. Pay careful attention to how it feels as you enjoy eating the blueberry. Have you ever thought about your food this way before?
No.
Do you think you might think about blueberries differently now?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Miles and Layla. On our last episode, we started our discussion on kindness. We talked about how powerful just one act of kindness can be, and how over time, one act of kindness can lead to inspiring others to perform kind acts, and that can grow kindness over time. We also talked about how helpful it can be to be kind to those that we are living with while we are learning from home in social distancing. I hope that since our last episode, you have had the chance to practice some kind acts of your own. Our topic for today is going to be part 2 of building a kindness tree. Can you think about a time that someone was kind to you? As you think about that time that someone was kind to you, think about how good it made you feel. Now think about how wonderful it would be to bring that feeling to someone else. Today, we are going to do an activity where we build our own kindness tree. The materials you will need for this activity will be construction paper, a piece of blue, green, and brown, glue, safety scissors, and the permission and assistance of a grown-up. Once you have your materials, you're ready to get started. We're going to use the blue paper as the background. We're going to take the brown paper. We're going to fold it in half. We're going to cut the brown paper wide at the bottom and thin at the top with the supervision and permission of an adult using safety scissors. When we're done cutting, we're going to open up the trunk of the tree, and we're going to use the glue to glue that onto the paper. We're going to take the green paper, we're going to fold it in half multiple times. After we fold it in half multiple times, eventually we're going to have a small section of paper. We can take those small sections of paper and cut them into shapes that look like the leaves of a tree. Once you have finished cutting, you're ready to get started with the next part of the project. Miles has already glued the trunk of his tree to the paper. Now what he's going to do is he's going to take the leaves and he is going to write kind acts that he can do around the house. Miles identified some kind acts that he can do around the house. He identified that he can share, he can recycle, and that he can give his cat treats. Leave some of the leaves blank so that you can fill those in as you continue to perform future acts of kindness. Use this space at the base of the tree to make a list of all the people you can think of that you can perform acts of kindness for. If you don't have art supplies available, that's okay. You can still do the activity with a piece of paper and something to write with. Follow the same instructions, but by drawing the tree on the sheet of paper. Another option is to make a family kindness tree. You can do this by having the leaves available and letting each person add a new leaf to the tree every time they do an act of kindness. Watch as your tree continues to grow. After you make your own kindness tree, challenge yourself. See how many leaves you can add to your tree and how big you can make it over time. You can always add more names to the bottom of the tree as well. Today we added 2 new tools to our social and emotional learning toolbox. We started off with a self-management tool. We did a mindfulness activity called Thank the Farmer. I hope that the next time that you have something to eat, that you'll take a moment to think about all the steps that it took to get the food from the ground to your plate. The next skill that we learned was both a self-awareness and a social awareness skill. We took some time to think about how other people's kind acts impact us. And we also did an activity where we created our own kindness tree. I hope that you take the time to enjoy any act of kindness that you give and appreciate any act of kindness that you receive. This is an opportunity for you to go forward and grow your own forest of kindness. Thanks again. Now go out and start to practice kindness. And remember, you are amazing just the way you are.